for the weekly maintenance on this tank. This tank has been running for about 3 months and things seem to be going pretty well for its age. I thought I avoided the ugly stage, which I think I have mostly. I've had no hair algae issues, no major diatom bloom, no dinos, no red cyano, but I've recently started getting the green cyano on the sand and some of the rocks. I've had this pop up from time to time in my last tank, so I'm not even sure if it's related to cycling this tank, but I'm make it go away. I do a 20-gallon water change using Purple Bucket Instanotion every week. The water change includes vacuuming the sand and cleaning the skimmer cup. Other than the water changes, I'm trying to feed heavy as possible, and I'm still dosing all for reef for my calcium demand, dosing sodium nitrate to get my nitrate concentration up, and I dose about a drop of the Isolate MT trace elements daily or whenever I remember. Alkalinity has been stable for about 2 months, and it's in the 8 to 9 DKH range. I've added Acropora to the tank, and they're surviving at least and staying somewhat colored up. My nitrate has usually been around 5 ppm, and phosphate was up in the 0.05 range, but recently they both dropped. I guess I haven't been feeding as much, so I'm gonna try to ramp that up. So with this tank being 3 months old now, I'm getting surprisingly good results so far. Now the newer rocks, which were completely dry and dead when I started, are starting to get some coralline algae growth on them. Now I added this Worldwide Corals Solomon Split Acro early on when I set this tank up. There was a live sale and I got some LPS easy to keep stuff in here and got that one as well just to kind of be a tester coral. So in the 6-7 weeks I've had it, it's fully encrusted the base, and I have about, I'd say maybe 3/4 of an inch of growth on the growth tip. So I went ahead and I ordered a battle box from Battle Corals. I figured if that coral is doing well, might as well get some coral from a really good source that is always going to give you healthy coral. So I got a battle box during the Memorial Day sale. I was pleasantly surprised with how big and chunky the frags were. Now I've ordered from Adam several times before, and the frags always come in super colorful, super healthy, and that's no exception this time, but I think he's really increased the size of the frags that he gives out. So really happy with those. I have, 9 Battle Corals frags in here, and then the 1 Worldwide Coral Acro, and they're all doing surprisingly well. I mean, it hasn't been very long, but they didn't lose too much color in shipping, which is awesome. And you know, they got full polyp extension and look really healthy so far. So I let those sit on the rack for maybe a couple days, then decided to add them to the rocks right away. Each of the frags I put on a little rock so I can easily move them around. I do change my mind a lot. So even if they encrust a few months down the line, I can still remove them from the rock without disturbing the coral. Now, the reason I didn't acclimate them too much to the light was when I tested the Stratons that I had running, the par on the upper deck of this rock here, I think was only like 200 maxing out, and all the other parts of the rocks were around 150. So, and I've since increased to where I think I'm getting 300 over here, and then 250 kind of in that middle range, and then the sand bed's like 150-ish, something like that. So this time around I'm running more of a bluer spectrum than I did on the older 170, which is cool. I like it. Now, even though my SPS seemed to be doing okay and the acro that I had for a while has been growing, some of my LPS corals are still not doing well. I've thrown a few out that were just starting to deteriorate from the edge in. I have 1, 2, 3 or 4 frags in here that are starting to look a little rough around the edges. They're all LPS, and ones that I've had a long time and that moved from tank to tank. I think that it started before I moved them to this tank. So when they were in the old 38 gallon, I think it was just too crowded. I probably neglected it a little too much. So when they came in this tank, I think they were already stressed, and it's just a super slow, delayed reaction. I'm not too worried about them. Some of the newer LPS that I've got since then are all growing and doing fine and colored up, so I'm not too worried about that. As far as the fish, I still have all the same fish from the original video that I did. The yellow tang is really colored up and seems to be growing well. The blue hippo tang, it's growing really fast and colored up really well. It still has the head and lateral line erosion scars. So I'm hoping as the blue hippo tang grows, those scars will kind of fade and maybe go away. I'm really loving these blennies. They're fang-toothed. I forget what the actual name of this specific species is, but I have 3 of them in there. They're pretty cool. They hang out every now and then. They chase each other kind of minimally. Nothing that I'm really worried about, but they're really fun to watch. They kind of hunt around the rocks all day, or they'll perch inside of a little hole in the rocks and kind of dart out. The yellow damsels, the aggression on those have kind of slowed down about as much as you could expect from a damsel. They still chase each other every now and then, but for the most part, they're doing well and kind of get along. The clowns, one of them at least recently started hanging out in my old frog spawn that I've had for, I don't know, 15 plus years, which is funny because the old clown I have in the other tank, she used to hang out in that coral many, many years ago. And then when I got this torch, she moved over to this torch, and then now she pretty much just lays in the red xenia all day. But so that's pretty cool. That coral's on its at least 2nd clownfish hosting. All the other things in here are doing well. Eventually I'm going to add more fish, but I think for the summer and for the time being, this is going to be it. So yeah, so far so good on this tank at the 3-month mark. It's the beginning of the summer and I have a lot of travel planned, so there's probably not going to be a lot of activity in the tank, which probably means I'm not going to make any videos until this fall. So until then, take care and brush your hair.